If you are copying the successful people who came before you, you're not learning from them. You are merely replicating the past. The painful truth is this: most of us stuck in the optimization trap. We are spending 99% of our time copying, scaling, and iterating what already exists. We are failing to only question that matters. How do we create something entirely new? Welcome back to Journey with Jenny. We are deep into our fourth book in our 100 book challenge, and today we are tackling a titan, 021 by Peter Thiel. I'm very excited about this book. Let's talk about the author first. Thiel, I'm sorry if I didn't see his name right, the co-founder of PayPal and the first external investor in Facebook, offers a radical, almost ruthless idea. If you're not creating a monopoly, you are failing to create real value. True progress doesn't come from globalization or copying, it comes from the true innovation. This book isn't just for founders, it's a blueprint for anyone feeling anxious and stuck and asking, how do I escape the one-to-end rat race of modern life? So let's dive into how you can shift your entire personal and professional strategy from merely optimizing the old to truly creating the new. Thiel starts by drawing a sharp line between two kinds of progress. First, you have the horizontal progress, or we call it 1 to N. This is moving from what works to more of what works. Think of globalization. Take China, for example. China taking proven production methods from the West and scaling them massively. It's safe, it's predictable, but it's fundamentally repetitive. If you take one car and make 10 cars, that's 1 to N. And then you have the vertical progress, or we call it 0 to 1. This is innovation. This is doing something that has never been done before. This is creating a car where we're only horses. It is exponentially harder, riskier, but rewards for society and for you are boundless. Most of us, frankly, are obsessed with 1 to N. We obsess with optimizing our morning routines or copy the marketing funnel used by that successful competitor. We are trying to make an existing wheel spin 5% faster. That feels productive, but it's actually a distraction. What Thiel demands is that you stop asking what existing industry can I disrupt and start asking what valuable thing is nobody building. Think about it in one personal growth terms. If your goal is to be a better public speaker, 1 to N is to watch 10 TED Talks and mimicking their cadence. 0 to 1, on the other hand, is developing a unique proprietary method of storytelling that fundamentally changes how audience engage and making your style impossible to be replicated. That distinction is crucial because if you are stuck in your 1 to N mindset, you are always fighting for your scraps. And fighting for scraps leads us straight to the most brutal concept in the book. This concept is tough to swallow, especially if you were raised believing competition is noble. We are taught that markets should be fiercely competitive, pushing prices down and quality up. But Thiel argues that in a perfect competition scenario, all profits are driven down to zero. Everyone cancels everyone else out. Competition is destructive. It drains resources, forces you to focus on short-term survival rather than long-term vision, and inevitably lead to the commoditization. If you open a new coffee shop on a busy street, you have instant competition. You have to lower your prices, offer discounts, spend on aggressive marketing, and maybe work 18 hours a day just to make a break even. That's the competition death trap. So what is Thiel's antidote? That's strive for a monopoly. So before you get panicked, let me explain. What he really means is a benevolent monopoly, one that creates so much unique value so nobody can reasonably compete. Think Google in research or early Amazon in digital retail. They don't have to compete because they create a category and they dominate it. So how do you achieve this 0 to 1 monopoly in your own life or in your business? You need to aim for things, what Thiel called characteristic of a great monopoly. First is the proprietary technology, which means your advantage should be 10 times better than the closest substitute. And second is network effects. That means as more people use your product or your service, it becomes more valuable to everyone else. You can think of WeChat. The more friends you have on it, the more indispensable it becomes. Third is economies of scale. Your marginal cost decrease the bigger you get. And fourth is branding, which means build a powerful emotional identity that people trust implicitly. If you find yourself constantly battling competitors, undercutting prices, and stressing about the latest marketing hack, you are losing. You are playing the one-to-end game. The only way to win is to stop playing that game entirely. Instead of entering the restaurant business, invent a new form of food delivery that no restaurant can replicate. But here is the catch. You can't build a unique product unless you know a unique truth. And that brings us to the essence of the 0 to 1 thinking. True 0 to 1 thinking requires finding a secret. A secret, in Thiel's view, is an important, non-obvious truth that very few people agree with you. If the market is efficient, all good ideas have already been discovered, priced, and copied. Therefore, to build something new, you must believe something fundamental that the rest of the world has missed, dismissed, or actively forgotten. So Thiel suggests two categories of secrets. First, secrets of nature, such as physics and the universe. These are hard scientific truths waiting to be discovered. And second is secrets of people, such as social dynamics, history, psychology. These are truths about human behavior that are misunderstood or politically incorrect to state. For example, in the early days of PayPal, the secret wasn't that people needed digital payments. That was obvious. The secret was how to bootstrap trust quickly in a brand new medium. They target eBay sellers and built a niche that nobody else was prioritizing. They saw a people secret where others just saw a technical challenge. So in our modern society, we are taught not to look for secrets. The education system trains us to memorize and repeat, not to question fundamental assumptions. And social media flood us with conventional wisdom, reinforced average path. If you want a 0 to 1 life, you must intentionally step off the well-trodden path and look for the cracks in the pavement. Ask yourself Thiel's crucial question: what important truth do very few people agree with you? If you can't answer that question, you don't have a secret. You don't have a 0 to 1 idea. You just have another one-to-end copy to fight in the competitive marketplace. Finding a secret requires intellectual courage and a willingness to be wrong, and often to be scoffed at until you prove the word wrong. If you live in any fast, modern environment, I'm pretty sure you feel the crushing weight of expectation to constantly demonstrate one-to-end productivity. We are pressured to launch, to scale, to iterate faster than everyone else. That intense anxiety and the need for immediate validation push us toward the safest, the most immediate solution, which is always copying or optimizing what already exists. But what 0 to 1 really taught me is that true innovation demands something counterintuitive, which is patience founded in confidence. When you are building something entirely new, aka 0 to 1, there is no instant feedback loop. There are no immediate competitor to measure yourself against. For a long time, it will feel slow, messy, and unpopular because it doesn't fit in this existing mold. The temptation is always to pivot back to a competitive one-to-end idea because that structure feels safer and more productive. Thiel's work reminds us that if your idea is truly unique, you need patience to let your proprietary value develop, to allow network effect to slowly take root, and critically, to ignore the immediate noise demand you jump into the established race. So stop organizing and optimizing your to-do list for maximum immediate output. Start allocating significant mental energy to tackling the biggest, richest, non-obvious question in your professional or personal life to start your 0 to 1 progress. Your lack of progress might not be due to a lack of effort. It might be because you are applying 100% effort to the wrong kind of problem. You are busy perfecting the horse carriage when you should be building the flying car. So let's wrap up this powerful insight from Peter Thiel. If you can just take one thing away, let it be this: stop copying, start creating. Abandon the optimization mindset for the innovation mindset. Prioritize monopoly, aiming for defensible, unique value that makes competition irrelevant. Hunt for secrets. Question the fundamental assumptions of your industry or life. What does everyone else believe that is fundamentally wrong? So this whole thing isn't just about business, it's about designing a life that is truly your own, a life that isn't just slightly faster version of someone else. So what is your 0 to 1 idea? What is the non-obvious truth you believe? Share it with me in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe and share it with a friend who is tired of running that treadmill. I'm Jenny, and this is our journey forward. See you next time.